part 2 of the 1971 Javelin. We'll just kind of walk around it one more time, kind of get an idea of the condition of the car again. We know that somebody put spoilers off an AMX model or whatever on this car. Got some green paint under that. The cowl hood was originally a green color too. Got Bondo here. We all know about the big giant nasty dents on this car. The weird thing is it looks like somebody painted this car and then, you know, they obviously bondoed all of this and then the car got hit again or however. It's got a nasty little ding here in the front fender. So I got one of the heads pulled off on this stuck 304. And, you know, it's stuck, that's for sure. Lots of rust. You know, cylinder wall don't look too bad in most of them. I knew that number 1 was a little crusty, but, you know, the motor is freeing up a little bit. But the number 7 cylinder, you know, I said it was full of dirt, muck, something. Well, it turns out it was full of dirt. It was also full of, if we can get down there and see it, you see that right there? That is a hole. So it don't matter if I get this motor unstuck, not unstuck, hit it with a stick, get it turning over 500 RPM, it's not going to run. I don't know that that's from freezing and busting. The reason I say that is because there's actually some damage on the bottom of that cylinder. I mean, not a whole lot, nothing like incredible, but I could only fish out one chunk of the cylinder wall, and unfortunately I don't know where I put it, but oh, I found it right here. That's all I can find at the cylinder wall. You know, I don't know if that piston has been separated from the rod. I have no idea. And the reason I'm saying that is it's really hard to tell with this light, but all these pistons kind of have, if you're looking at them, they're slightly angled. That one there, the angle doesn't look exactly right on that piston. But anyways, so here is what my thoughts on this car are. Okay. We don't have any history on this car other than it was abandoned at a house and the wrecking company was called to come and get it. That was many, many years ago, and that's how I ended up with it. So I'm guessing this car has had a really rough life. I imagine it was ran without oil. That's how we have all the flat, mushroomed valves, and rocker arms are all messed up. And I bet somebody was fixing this up to be a hot rod. They went and just rotted it as hard as they could, and they slammed into a ditch or hit a pole with it because they lost control or something. The other theory is this car got stolen. Somebody just went and had a heyday with it, hit a pole with it. Because it doesn't make a lot of sense that it was all bondoed and fixed, and then it's been crushed in again. And then this has been damaged here. Now, I did do a VIN search, and I did call this VIN in to somebody that could actually look it up to me. It's not coming back as hot or stolen or anything. But that is going to be my theory, since we don't even have a theory, my theory is gold because it's the only theory that we can come up with. I think this car either was stolen at one time, got the crap beat out of it, and maybe that piston, maybe it threw a rod, maybe it was ran without oil so much it overheated and broke. I don't know, but just judging by what I've seen on rockers and stuff, I imagine this engine got really hot, really low on oil, or the oil pump quit working, and I imagine somebody just had really a lot of fun with it and crashed it into something. And the last thing that kind of makes me think about that is, you know, this was full of junk and trash and everything. It's kind of interesting what you can find in cars, but that gas pedal is covered in mud, and so was that brake pedal until I cleaned it. But you know, somebody was obviously giving it gas, running it and stuff, and they had a bunch of mud on their shoes. So I don't know, maybe they just slid off the road in a muddy dirt road and crashed it. I have no idea. But I do know that we're not saving this 304. I do know I am not going to put any effort into the heads on this engine either, and I am not even going to pull that head because I don't care. It's probably just as bad, if not worse. But and the other problem is this is a 71, late 70, early 71. It's got that Borg-Warner automatic transmission. The only engines I have are later engines that use 727, 904s, turbo 400s, whatever. I do have a 360P code with a turbo 400 that does work, but it's four-wheel drive, and I'm going to see if I can't get parts to convert that to two-wheel drive. If I can do that, then I guess we'll just stuff a 360P code in this car, and that's what we're going to run. If I can't do that, I'm not going to lie to you guys right now. I am not going to waste one of my 401 engines and put into this car because it's just going to be a race car. We're not going to pursue a title on it. We're not going to pursue anything with it. And you know, I was born a 304 car. I'm just not going to waste the time to put a 401 into it because it probably cost me more money than I want to think about to even fix the 401s up in it. So 360P code ran good, didn't have any issues. Transmission shifted good, so if I can convert that to two-wheel drive, that's going to be what gets shoved in here. So anyways, just thought I'd bring you part two. I had a couple people ask and they want to see part two. Well, here's part two. Unfortunately, no good news, and sadly we can't force the 304 to run, and I'm not going to put any more effort into it. So alright, well, until the next video, I appreciate everybody that watches, and yes, we'll be getting back to the original Junkyard Javelin here soon. It's getting rear brakes put on it, and I'm trying to make that noisy Holley red pump be a little less noisy because it is god-awful. We drove it to town and back, and all you could hear was the fuel pump. So, working on a few things on that. We will be taking it to the drag race, finally, to go run it on the 18th of this month, which is August. So keep an eye for that stuff, and as soon as I can get a 360 and that other stuff pulled out and get it over here, we'll jump back onto this Javelin. Alright, see you in the next video.